Hello, a very good evening, everyone. Yep, welcome to yet another session of my sharing tonight. Yep, thanks everyone for joining me tonight. Yep, and thanks to Leslie for inviting me onto his Facebook group once again. Right, so I'm very honored to be sharing yet another topic on cryptocurrency to all of you tonight. So yeah, for today, I'll be sharing, on what is the next coin to run, right? So actually, this coin has actually gained a whopping 16,000%, right, since 2021. But a big question here is there still room to grow for this coin, right? So without further ado, let me start my presentation. So for all those of you who have not met me, I'm actually the trade engineer. Yep, you can look at my previous video for more information. But let me give a brief introduction to those of you who have not seen me before. So I'm the trade engineer, TTE for short. Yep, I have 6 to 7 years of trading experience, and I've traded numerous instruments such as stocks, futures, forex, and cryptocurrency. So I help numerous aspiring traders unlock their best trade and unleash their trading potential within them. And all this can be done using just some simple yet effective techniques. So before I delve into the topic proper, I would like to give some disclaimer as always. Yep, so first of all, while accuracy of information ensured as far as possible, there will be no responsibility taken for any loss of inconvenience created by any omission or error. Secondly, ideas, suggestions, examples, and other information presented here are just for reference and educational purposes only. The presentation contents here are also not intended in any way to give trading advice or recommendations to buy or sell any trading instruments. And me, the trade engineer, shall not have any liability for any loss or expense whatsoever relating to trading decisions undertaken by the audience. Last but not least, all copyrights reserved. Now, with that out of the way, let's delve into the topic proper. Yep, so as what we mentioned in the banner, so which is the next coin to run? Right, so here I have a snip, right, taken from investing website based on the market capitalization of the top 20 cryptocurrency coins, right? So we have a Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, Ether, and so on and so forth. But the one we are going to delve more into today is none other than Polygon, right? Otherwise known as Matic, right? So it's on the number 16 of the list. So over here we have this chart of Polygon or Matic, right? MATIC, right? So you can see that this coin has actually rose a very huge percentage, right? 116,000% to be exact. So it all started, right, on this very day, right, on the 1st of January 2021. So at that time, it was trading at only 0.018 US dollars, right? It was a very small fraction, not even $1. But fast forward, right, to 27th of December, just, not even 1 year, right? Actually, the end of 2021, it has already escalated by a whopping 16,000% increase, right, to a price of $2.92 US dollars, right? 2.92 US dollars. So this was the 16,000% registered, right, that for this particular coin. But the question here is, why? Is this really the next big thing in the crypto world? So over here, I have this news article, particular news article taken from the Economics Times on India. Yep. So this article actually helps to break down, whether this stock, what's the potential of this stock, and whether this, whether not this stock, but this coin, the potential of this coin, and whether why this coin can be the next big thing in the crypto world, right? So this Polygon Matic, right, is actually related to Ethereum, right? So it's actually a scalability platform that enables Ethereum support blockchains to communicate with one another, right? It helps to create new Ethereum blockchains for businesses and institutions. right? With needing decentralized payment solutions. In fact, this network is known as the Ethereum Internet of Blockchains, right? So what makes this coin so special, right, is actually this coin has come to Ethereum's aid, right? It helps to overcome some problems that Ethereum face, such as scalabilities and fees, right? So it's actually, seen as an ingenious problem solver, right? And, Polygon has emerged as a hero in the so-called. So it has, addressed this issue by implementing, this innovative one-of-a-kind layer 2 solution, right? So all this sounds really exciting, right? And if we delve a bit further, right, what is the future of Polygon or Matic, in that is coming up? So it's actually, launching a 200 million initiative with this particular 776, right? So there are projects upcoming. There are a lot of exciting developments coming up for this particular coin. And you can see the number of apps developed on Polygon is fast growing, right? From 30 the year before, it has already reached 3,000, right? So, these are just some of the fundamental reasons why Polygon is seen as the next big thing, right, in the crypto world, right? If you like to know more about the other fundamentals of Polygon, right? You can please do your research. There is a lot of other interesting developments coming up for Polygon, right? So, some common concerns, people might have, right, of Polygon is, the price is seen as too high, right? Because it's risen 16,000%, right? So the question here is it really too late? But we have to remember, right, that high can get higher too. You recall, Bitcoin at $10,000, it was already seen as high, but look at where Bitcoin price has come to since then. It has been, now it's about close to 40K, right? 4 times of 10K. So, high can get higher, right? So the question here is Polygon or Matic, the next coin, and can it run even further? So over here, right, I've taken, there are a lot of articles, predicting on what's the Polygon price moving forward. So over here, this particular article, yep, it actually projected that, Polygon can rise even further from its current price. In fact, it's projecting even in this month, it might be reaching a high of 2.3, right, US dollars. And if you look in the near future, 2023 is going to hit, based on their projections, 5.68. And the end of that year, 2023, it might even hit a record, 6.51 US dollars. Right? But is this really true? Is there really opportunity in buying this particular coin? So let's delve into the technicals of this, right? To just gain an insight on whether is this coin worth investing or trading, right? So over here, right, I have two lines, right? Basically, one is the downtrend trend line, and the other is the uptrend trend line, right? So yeah, just bring attention to this downtrend trend line, right? Which basically was formed previously, and you can see that it actually broke above this downtrend trend line pretty recently, and it was a pretty strong breakout, as seen by this strong green bar, right? So that was the first indication of a bullish signal. Then the next point you see after that, so the price actually corrected down, right? But all the way, it was actually supported, by this downtrend trend line, right? It didn't break below this downtrend trend line, so it was staying above this trend line. So it became quite a strong support for prices thereafter, right? Even though it actually dropped back down. Now if we bring our attention, right, that long uptrend trend line that we saw earlier. So this price chart actually shows a zoom out version of the coin, right? So you can see that it actually touches, it tested numerous times before, right? 1, 2, 3, And now it's coming to the fourth time. It's almost touching, but it hasn't quite reached there yet. Right, so actually it's still supported by this uptrend trend line, right? It's still trading above this line. So this is still a bullish sign, which means that price might be still going up in the long term. Another point, another indicator that we look at here is also on the moving average. So over here we have two moving averages. One is a 50 SMA, 50 simple moving average, as well as the 200-day simple moving average. So you can see that the 50-day moving average is still trading above the 200 days simple moving average, which also indicates, right, that this coin is on a long-term uptrend. So next, right, we actually come back to our trend lines, right? So you notice it's quite similar to what we saw in the first slide, except that this descending this downtrend trend line is connected a bit differently to factor in the recent changes in prices, right? So previously the trend line was actually a bit steeper down here, right? But with the recent change in prices, we need to update this trend line, we update this downtrend trend line. So now it's tested on all these levels. So it's total of 4 times, right? It's hitting this downtrend trend line. So actually, this pattern, right? We see there's this uptrend trend line that's being supported, and this downtrend trend line that's being resisted, right? This actually forms something called a symmetrical triangle, right? Because it's still on the long-term uptrend, right? So on the whole, right, this coin still looks very bullish, right? But there's still some concerns, some things you have to take note of. So for actually a greater confirmation, right, you should actually wait for the breakout. So what do I mean by waiting for the breakout of this symmetrical triangle? What I mean is it has to break past beyond this downtrend trend line, right, to get that confirmation that price might be making a turn for the upside, right? And it also, you have to make sure that it is supported by this long-term uptrend trend line, right? This is actually very critical because this represents the support on the long term. But, there is always the flip side, right? So there could be a chance that this coin actually corrects downwards, right? So if it does break this uptrend trend line, right, you'll be searching for the next support, right? So the next support, the 2 levels of support, I actually join here with the first level, and it's the second level, right? So the first level is probably about 1.45 to 1.48 US dollars, right? It might be retesting this support down here. But if it fails, and breaks down below this support, it'll be probably searching for the second support, which is at 1.3, right? So do take note that although this coin still looks bullish, but there could be a possibility that the support breaks and it finds the next support level. Right. So that concludes my sharing. I hope you agree that Polygon or Matic looks bullish. Do type in the comments whether you agree with me, whether you concur with me that it looks bullish. Yep. But of course, do note the downside risk as I've mentioned earlier. And with the whole market being so volatile nowadays, you have to be watchful, you have to be mindful, and please do your own due diligence before entering, any trade for cryptocurrency, right? Because if the market is volatile, anything will be affected, including cryptocurrency, right? Yep. So, if you're finding value in this video so far, right, please type that, please click on that like button, right? And please proceed to share with some of your friends or people you think who might benefit from this sharing, right? So that more people can benefit from this, right? And also do leave a comment down below on what you think of my sharing so far, right? Whether you agree that Polygon or Matic is bullish, or or you have other coins you have in mind that you'd like me to share, maybe in the next session or so. Yep. So, with that, I conclude my analysis on Polygon, right? It's the next coin that could be running. And let's go back, to Bitcoin, right? So if you remember last week, I had done an analysis on Bitcoin. So let's do a recap on what I have mentioned last week. And as what I mentioned earlier, if you haven't watched that first video, please do watch it. It is in this Facebook group, but if you don't know where is it, I'll include the link later as well. So do check it out if you are free. So a quick recap, right? For those who have watched or have forgotten, right? This is just a quick recap. So I guess you've seen this diagram, right? So there are these lines that are drawn previously. Basically, I mentioned that this trend line break, right? So it did break this trend line break previously, right? A strong breakout over here, and it stayed above it, right? And then there was this resistance level, right, on number 2, that used to be the support previously. Yep, it's now currently being resisted in recent times. And the third and fourth points were basically on the supports, right? The horizontal support as well as the uptrend support, right? So these two, have to be watched. If prices remain supported, there might be potential for upside, but if not, then we have to watch again, right? So what happened ever since? What transpired, in the week, the 5 trading days, actually not more, it's actually more than 5 because the weekends are also trading, right? So in the past week, what has happened to Bitcoin ever since my sharing? So here's the updated price chart, right? At first glance, it seems like not much different. Yep, but actually there are some differences. So let's delve quickly into them. Right, so the resistance line, right, remains the same, right? So it tested here, then basically it never hit that point in that week since, right? It actually fell back down, it retraced back downwards, right? So if you look at this uptrend line, it's actually a bit different from the one drawn previously, right? You have to change this uptrend line to factor in the changes in prices, right? Ever since the week, yeah, has transpired, right? So now this uptrend line is actually a new uptrend line. The previous uptrend trend line actually broke, right? So now it is actually supported by this new uptrend trend line, right? So it's tested here once, twice, and now this looks like it's going to be tested a third time. Right. And if we look at the horizontal support, right, this horizontal support also looks similar, but it's actually not the same, right? The previous support was actually at 40,500. Yep, but now, this is joined slightly lower, right, to factor in the price that has occurred since then, right? So now it's actually sitting at a new support, right, a slightly lower support. It was tested previously, quite some time ago, right, at this point here, and another time here as well, right? So it's now sitting at about 39,500 to 39,600, right? This is the another point, right, that it is basically trading at, right? So it is now, at this new uptrend trend line and this new support level. And if we, put 2 and 3 together, right, we put the uptrend trend line and the support level together, you actually notice that, at this point here, right, there is an intersection. And this is actually known as the area of confluence, right? So it's actually supported by both the support line as well as the uptrend trend line, right? So so we have to watch out for this point, right? If the prices hold, right, and this remains supported, there could be a possibility that it might bounce up, but we have to see whether this area actually holds, right? So this could be quite a strong support zone. We have to see what comes out of this. Yep. So, but do take note, right, that the market is volatile as always. Yep. So, please do your own due diligence. It might not, it might not be supported. It might fall back down. Yep. But there could be a possibility that it might still bounce back up. So we have to watch this zone very carefully. Yep, and that concludes my sharing for Bitcoin for this week, right? So please watch out for that area of confluence. Be mindful of it and see whether that area actually holds, right? And just to give some reminders, right? So I think some of you have already followed my page, right? If all those of you who haven't, please do feel free to join my page, or basically like and follow my page, right? I have not just cryptocurrency sharing there, but I also have stock sharing and future sharing, right? So there are a lot of exciting things on trading that's on my page. So you can find me there with more interesting content on trading, right? And I also have other social media pages, right, which I didn't review the last time, but you can go ahead and join me, and follow me on other social media pages, right? So I have my Instagram page as well at The Trade Engineer, as well as my Twitter page, right, at Trade Engineer One, right? So if you have an Instagram or Twitter account, do follow me there. Yep. Yep. And if you like my sharing today, yep. As always, don't forget, to hit that like button, comment down below on what you think of my sharing and what you like to see the next session. If this video garner enough likes, maybe I'll come back again to share more stuff on cryptocurrency, right? And do give this video a share as well, right, to people so that more people can benefit from this sharing, right? And so with that, I've concluded this session. Thank you everyone, for attending this session for today. I hope you actually glean something out of this, both for Polygon as well as for Bitcoin, right? So hopefully this is an insightful session and you have learned something from this. And I hope to see you again, maybe sometime next week. Till then, adios, everyone.